Here we go.
Good morning, YouTube's me, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bobby, talking to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, we got a big weekend. It is a really busy weekend. There's at least 3 shows going on, and as you know, 2 of them have women's bodybuilding. One is physique, and the other one will also, and 2 will have figure. As you know, I've always been a fan of women's bodybuilding. It's the sport that started me into this whole thing, but I still respect the other competitors. But anyway, we have a new show, and usually there's not that many post-Olympia qualifiers after after Olympia, not that many. Only one is the Romania Muscle Fest, which is going to be Saturday. Actually Sunday Romania. But then we have a new show here. And this show is originally, it was an amateur show, but now it's a pro-am. It's doing both men's classic and women's bodybuilding. And this was really, when I saw it, I was so excited because I know quite a few ladies who want to compete in women's bodybuilding, but there are not that many qualifiers after Olympia, other than go all the way to Romania. But now we have one here in the backyard in the U.S. It's in Vegas. It's just a little month after the Olympia. And this is the Steve Karr Classic. I just saw it. Shout out to my man David. He's out there. Also shout out to my girl, my sister Eunice. She's out there, and they are there to support this show. And this is a great opportunity because, again, there's so few post-Olympia qualifiers for the next year's Olympia for women's bodybuilding, other than Romania Muscle Fest. There was one a few years ago, but then that show switched the format. They dropped women's bodybuilding. Now it's great to see another show to give the opportunity to women's bodybuilding. They deserve the opportunity. And also to Austin Karr, because this show is named after his father, Steve Karr, who was a bodybuilder. His son he's a bodybuilder. He's a men's classic, but he doesn't longer compete. But you never know, he might come back. So he promotes the show. So the list went out this Monday. Now there was some confirmations, but then some competitors due to situations dropped out. We was hoping to have at least more than 10 women, but it's just a little more than 10. It's 11. I was hoping to get at least about 13 or 14. There's some ladies who just did the Olympia a month earlier who could have done the show, but, I know they focus on other things, or maybe focus on the next year's, season for competitions for 2026. But still, this is the most stacked lineup since the Olympia, other than the Titan Pro. We had 10 ladies. Now we have here 11. I wish some of the ladies did still compete this show. We had at least 12, maybe more, 13. 13 is a lucky number. I would shoot for 14. But maybe next year with this show, if it does strong this year, we might see some more ladies jump on the show. So this is the list, and we have quite a few ladies. At least a couple ladies just did the Olympia a month ago. Now they jump on this show, which is, it's pretty cool. We love to see more competitors who just did a show like the Olympia jump on the show and get them ready. So first off we have is Julia Foray. Now Julie, as you know, she's originally from Switzerland. She's been competing for quite some time. She's been a women's bodybuilder for at least 4 years since her debut back in 2021. And she's a great competitor. It's been a West Phoenix ambassador, has competed. Last time she competed was, I think, the Leah Popa show, and she also did the Rising Phoenix when it was still, the World Women's Bodybuilding Championship. I know recently I found out she moved to Texas. That's where she's been staying, and really she looks really good from what I've seen her post on social media. She could do well this show. I could see her maybe come out the champion or take a second place. But we know, we go through farther in, we know how it's going to work out. Next up we have here the lovely Mrs. Patty Hansen. And Mrs. Hansen, this is going to be her 3rd show. She's been pretty busy this year. She did the Atlanta Pro, which, she got second. Then she was second at the Titans, which to me, honestly, she should have won. I think she should have won that show. She looked great. She looked amazing. I follow Miss Hansen on social media. I know a while back she was at the Olympia hanging out with another competitor that also competed at the Titans show. I think she's a great physique. I think she can probably crack the top 5. Maybe the right show, she might even get a qualification. I hope she do even master shows because she did the masters, and I think she's masters qualified for 2027. So I can't wait to see. Next up we have is Hunter Henson. Now, Hunter has been a game quite some time, and this is going to be her, I believe, her third show at Counting Olympia, her fourth show of the year. She did the Tampa. She did you can't forget the Atlanta, and she did the Olympia in her fourth show. She's still a young competitor. She's pretty good. She was in the top 10 at the Olympia. Just need to bring her condition a little bit. But, I'm a fan of Hunter Henson, so I can't wait to what she's going to bring. It's like I said, it's just been a month since the Olympia. Enough time to maybe make the adjustments and come in just in great shape. Now, next up was a lady who I got to meet, who's a friend of mine, the lovely Miss Janine Lakowski. Janine's an amazing lady. We were in contact. She was telling me that she was planning on doing a show. And, we talked about that. Maybe it's time for her to do other shows. Tampa, wasn't her best show. And, I know she was disappointed. But I hope she, maybe give it at least, it's been like almost, can't believe almost 3 months since Tampa. That was back in August, the 1st of August. And now it's, still the first week of October. So I think maybe that's enough time for a brain conditioning, great shape, and maybe do a different show outside of Tampa. I'm a fan of Janine. I hope to have her back on for another live or maybe discuss some other stuff that's going on in sport of bodybuilding. Next up is coming in here, number 2 in the world. And I want to give her a shout out. I appreciate the opportunity. She gave me a shout out when she was in Olympia. Shout out to my nephew Alex, who was there, dropped that video and sent it to me. Is Ashley Lynette Jones. I said her whole name. Ashley is, I'm a fan of Ashley Jones. I think she's a beautiful physique. Number 2 in the world. Last year she was very close. Just needed to bring in conditioning a little better. She put in size, conditioning. She looks great. I know some people, I'm the type of person, I wish she didn't do it. Honestly, you're number 2 in the world. You already got your spot. I'm a fan of Ashley. I wish she set out the show, but it'd be nice to have, I think I will settle with 10, but we need the bodies, especially the show. I hate to be a downer, and I hate to, she's going to win this show. If she brings in the condition she brought for the Olympia, which got her second behind the current Miss Olympia, Andrea Shaw, I don't see it unless she's off. Only way if she's off by the slightest. But I think this is going to be Ashley's show. I know, like I said again, I'm not a fan with competitors who already got their spot competing in shows. Like I said, I'm a fan of Ashley, but just not a fan of that. I mean, you got the Olympia to focus on, and but you want to be compared. Like I said, people say it's about competition, yada yada yada. I get it, but still, it does cut down the numbers for women's bodybuilding. It does cut down the numbers. And we have here the lovely Miss Elizabeth Moline. As you know, she just did an interview with me last month. This is going to be her pro debut. She turned pro back in 2024 in women's bodybuilding. I think she's a great physique. She's got a lot of potential. Still, the time to grow as a competitor. I think she can do good. I honestly say, I think she can crack the top 5. I mean, you got to have at least a couple Olympic competitors here, and she can probably hit that level. And great look to her, great physique, great potential to grow as a bodybuilder. And I think it's a good move for doing women's bodybuilding or women's physique. I think she has the size and stats compared to if you look at how women's physique is going. Next is another lady who had a pleasure of being on my channel is the lovely Miss, Brittany Parrish. Now, Miss Parrish turned pro also at North Americans back in 2023. And that's been a couple of years. She's been through a lot of stuff. She has dealt with some medical issues. She got a great job now. She's doing pretty good. She was planning originally, she did even my man David, she was planning to do the remaining Muscle Fest, but then she heard about this show. And this is great because, I remember she wanted to do, because, this year, they were supposed to have women's bodybuilding in Texas. And this has been a great show because she's from Texas. But then whatever happened, they couldn't add it on, sponsor sanctions, whatever. But now this is a great show because, hey, she doesn't go all the way out of the country to do it. But I would say, I hope she does well. I think she's an amazing lady. She's a mother, a wife. We respect her commitment and passion for sport of bodybuilding. So I just say, I hope she does well. Next up, we have also another lady who's been a guest on my channel, the lovely Mrs. Paige Sanguine. Now, Paige, she turned pro also, was it last year at the Universe. And I was in contact with her a bit. And she said she was planning on making her women's bodybuilding debut instead of women's physique. I said, wow, I think it's a good move. A lot of competitors, you find a division that really works with your aesthetics. She's a great physique, great look to her. I hope she has brought a little size and conditioning. Maybe I think this might be good. If not, physique's always there for you. That's the option. But we do need more ladies for women's bodybuilding. The more women, the more better the division can survive and thrive. Next up we have is Tua Swartz. And Miss Swartz, she's from Australia. Not much known about her. I think she hadn't competed for the last several years. So this will be her return. So let's see how she looks. I mean, this is from Chicago back in, I think, 2018, 2017. So it's at least a good 7, 8 years since she last competed. Next we have is Carmen to Shanknik. I miss Carmen. I hate to mispronounce her name. She's from Canada. And I mean, as often I said, I'm a big fan of everybody from Canada. She was women's physique. She last competed at the Atlantic Coast. That's been about a couple of years now. She also is a business lady. My man David interviewed her a while back. And, it's good to see more women coming up. This is why I keep saying, you ladies who are staying in physique, who are actually kind of outgrowing the division, it's a good move to move up when you're looking like more towards one division than the other. So shout out to her taking that big step. And next up we have here, last but not least, another lady who has been a guest on my channel, the lovely Miss Marilyn Yee, the Tiny Tank herself. Marilyn, this is going to be her second show. She did the Titans, about a month or so ago. And her conditioning, she's great. I think she's great conditioning. She's a top 5 competitor. Honestly, she should have been top 5 of the Titans. She should have been higher little rank. I could saw her in the top 3 even. Present physique, I think maybe she's been the pro for the last couple of years. I would say eventually I could see her finally get Olympic qualification. About the right show and the right time. She has a great physique, great presentation. I mean, just an amazing lady. I've enjoyed to have her on my channel a couple of times, But I wish you all the best. Also, this is some great news. Guest poster of the show is my girlfriend. I know, I think she's a beautiful lady, the lovely six-time, Miss Olympia, Andrea Shaw. This is great because you know what? Most definitely, this show needs that. It needs someone like her to step up and represent women's bodybuilding. She is the champ. She's the standard, for women's bodybuilding. And her being there is great. I know she guest posed other shows before. Last year, she guest posed a show in Hawaii, but there was no women's bodybuilding. I think it was a pro-am show, but no women's bodybuilding. So here's the thing is, we need her at more guest posing at women's bodybuilding shows, representing the division, representing women's bodybuilding. I mean, we both most definitely need to see that more, in the sport. She's a champ. She's a top. Well, she might shoot for number 7. Ashley's right behind her tails, but I like Ashley. But Andrea, as I said, she's like the 5th element. She's perfect. I don't think there's anything she can improve on. Maybe somebody said some little tweaks here and there, but not that much. When you are in this shape, in this condition, I don't see anybody beating you anytime soon unless you either drop out of the show because of injury or you're sick or just had an off day. But Andrea is just top level. I'm going to watch the show. Most definitely, she's going to do the guest posing right before the finals. And I'm going to check that out because, like I said, I'm a fan of Andrea Shaw. She's a beautiful lady. One of these days, I would love to meet her. I know I'm gushing on her. But she's just amazing. She's just, for you who hate on her, hate you can't hate no more. So anyway, the show's going to be this Saturday. As you know, they're in different time zones because in Vegas, because there's a 3 hours time difference between Vegas and the East Coast. So it's going to be 12 o'clock my time. I think I'm going to start with the guys first. So, I just have to wait through them, and then they go to the ladies. And I can't wait. I mean, I'm going to watch the show. I'm not going to do a live critique like I did last time. My mistake was I showed too much of Olympia at that last one for the finals. But I might record it a bit and show some later on my channel. As long as record and share it, that's one thing. But as long as I don't record it live and share it, that's another. But this is a great opportunity. I mean, I'm a fan of these ladies who represent bodybuilding. And like I said, some of them, I would say half the ladies on the list have been guests on my channel. So I'm going to give a shout out on my IG and also my other social media platforms. It's just really impressive with this lineup of female bodybuilders representing women with muscle. Anyway, check it out. It's going to be tomorrow, Saturday, noontime here on the West. Mornings on the noontime on the East, morning on the West. Just check the local listings when you go to this website. I will leave a link in the description of this video, and you can check it out and support it because it doesn't cost too much. It's within, if you like, I'm on a budget because things going on in this country. I'm on a budget, so it's not gonna break my bank. But anyway, check out these women. Shout out to all the competitors competing this weekend, and much respect to the division of women's bodybuilding. Anyway, this has been Always Judge Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.